Aloha, I'm Maui artist Stephanie Sachs. In today's lesson, I'm going to show you how to paint a beautiful sunset. I'll give you tips about oil paints, and I'll show you my special technique to make realistic clouds. So let's get started. The very first thing I do when I start an oil painting is set down my palette. I tend to put my paints down just like I would on a color wheel. I start with white, and then I move to a yellow, orange, reds, I have two here, purples, blues, greens, and then I go into my earth tones. So I've set up my paint. Then the next thing I'm going to do is put out my medium. I love Liquin. Liquin is a one-stop shop. It dries quickly, it gives your paintings a little bit of sheen, and sometimes I even use it as a glaze. I think Liquin, out of everything I've tried over the years, is one of the best products. So check it out. Your paints, when they come out of the tube, are not soft enough to really manipulate the paint. So on medium like Liquin or Damar varnish mixed with linseed oil gives you that lubrication that the paint needs in order to start really making some beautiful painting. An age-old trick to setting up a landscape is using 1/3. So you either put your horizon line down at the bottom third or you put your horizon line up at the top third. You never want to put your horizon line in the center. You want your eye to be drawn either down or up to make a good composition for a landscape. So I'm going to use my bottom third of my painting for the bottom part of my painting, and I kind of just casually measure up and down, and I would say about here is a good place. I'm going to put a little island down here. I'm going to put my foreground in front of that. Keep a little room for some ocean here. There, that'll look nice. And then I'm probably going to put a palm tree or two right here. Let's put a palm tree right here. The thing about most skies when you look at them is that they're darkest at the top, they're lightest in the center. What's nice is in order to create that atmosphere where your eye wants to move back in space, you're going to keep the lightest parts in the center, the darkest parts up top, and the darkest parts down on the bottom. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my sky without clouds. I'm going to take a little bit of my Liquin and I'm going to put it with two colors. The colors I like to use for a sky is a little bit of ultramarine blue mixed with a little bit of manganese blue. I tend to do that, mixing the two blues together, so I get a really nice rich color. That's going to be the darkest part of my sky. Then I'm going to move down into a purple or blue. So I'm going to set that up now, and those purple I love to use is cobalt violet. Cobalt violet is very expensive and it doesn't have a lot of power to it, so you have to use a lot of it. But it's a really nice color. This is called Cobalt Violet Deep. I've mixed up enough color to start working on my painting. I'm going to use a fairly big brush, and I'm going to use a hard bristle brush just to get a lot of paint down. Afterwards, I'll go to some thinner, softer brushes to work out the paint. I always put my paint in the medium first to give it enough gel and lubricant to make it start working. And I'm going to mix that purpley blue with the other blue to get the top layer. Just gently putting it over the canvas, trying to keep it smooth. Look how nice the color comes across because I put that medium in. Really important to put the medium in. I don't worry about the lines that are showing up yet because I'm going to take care of that later on. Now we're going to start with the quinacridone pink purple. Woo, that's a great color. Look at that. And I'm going to be able to do some nice clouds down there because I have that nice color. So the other technique I really love doing is to just smooth my paint out by going back and forth. This takes a very light hand and I just do it gently. It's really important to me. I really love the effect of having that nice smooth surface. So over the years, because I've done so much of this, I've started to look for brushes that would serve the purpose of getting rid of all these lines that I don't like seeing. And here's Stephanie's secret trick.